Hi there, everyone. Let's talk about March 2023 and what happened. Why does inventory matter? Why do the market stats matter? Well, these numbers inform our biases, our rhetoric, our perception of real estate. Whether you're I hope it crashes tomorrow, or I hope it keeps going up 20% each year, this information is how you get your opinions. And I feel that it's helpful to share no matter what side of the fence that you're on. It also helps sellers and buyers price their homes and make offers they feel confident about making. See, sellers pay attention to what their agents say. They also pay attention to what Zillow might report, Redfin, Trulia, Realtor.com. See, this information is so readily accessible, but rarely do we see these recaps where people talk about what happened just in Colorado Springs as a whole. Because what's happening here is very different than, say, what's happening in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So I'm going to digest these numbers for you, and feel free to comment along the way. I do pay attention to those, and I look forward to engaging with a lot of you on these topics. Also, as a side note, thank you so much for all the people that are reaching out and saying, hey, I'm interested in buying a home in Colorado Springs. So again, thank you so much for that. In March of 2023, we saw that the number of new listings climbed compared to February, going up to about 1,414 new homes listed, compared to February, just the month before, at 976. I spent a lot of time talking about that 1,000 new homes being listed on the market as an important benchmark to hit. You see that this number kind of bottomed out in February and then is starting to rise again. I think that's seasonality. I think that's because the PCS season is beginning. And I think it's also because people are thinking, if I list now, I'll have my home sold by the time that school ends. So that's probably a lot of what's going on. I also think that there is a waning effect of the sticker shock of the interest rates. I recently had conversations with other realtors in my market, and we all kind of agreed on the same thing. The hype, the pandemonium about higher rates has really subsided, and people got back to the business of buying homes. Let's talk about the average and median sales price. I had posted something on my Google business page about this, indicating that I think that this was going to occur. And in fact, it did. We saw that in February, the average sales price was just about $500,000. It climbed in March to $523,000. That's an increase of just about 3%. Median sales price, the number that people track, and again, for all of you who are watching, averages a blend of everything from $1 to $10 million. But median is like bars on a bar chart. And so what is the most frequent sale? And the most frequent sale rose from 440 to 460,000. So that's definitely something to note, definitely. That means that there was less expensive homes that were sold, and we saw more activity in the mid fours all the way up to the high fours to kind of blend that out. We also saw the month's supply of inventory drop from 1.9 to 1.4. That translates directly into days on market. I also want to point out that now that we have 1 quarter behind us, the total volume sold in Colorado Springs, or in my market, Pikes Peak Association of Realtors, in January of 2022 all the way to March, we saw about $1.8 billion in real estate sold. It's kind of a large number. So far this year, we're selling about $1.35 billion in real estate. That's a 25% reduction in the sales activity. And that certainly is understandable. There's less people in the market because the prices that people have to pay monthly in order to afford a home have gone up. So unfortunately, a lot of those people that were looking for affordable housing got priced out of this market. And to all of you in that market, in that price range, I am sorry. I wish I had control over that, but affordable housing is just one of those things that is plaguing Colorado constantly. I also want to take a moment and talk about the average median sales price. Take a look at this chart with me, where we look at it from a historical mark, and each dot is a month in the past. And you'll see that I drew a line all the way across from April of 2022 all the way to March of 23. That, yes, that is only 11 months, but you can see that the trend is down right now. We're seeing a median sales price drop by about 5%. We're seeing an average sales price drop of about 6.75%. It's going to take some incredible numbers, frankly, to kind of clip this off and get it headed back up above zero. So this is important to pay attention to. This 5 and 6% number in median and average, respectively, is important to note because it plays into affordability. It plays into, if rates keep going up and prices keep going down, is it continually going to be a divergent path that keeps affordability in check? We don't know, but we'll certainly, take what we can get. Lastly, average days on market. It fell to 48 days as opposed to the high that we reached in February of 54 days. While we used to see back a year ago in March of 2022, 10 days on market, and that number now has spiked almost fourfold, the fact of the matter remains is that homes are still disappearing quite quickly. I think the reason that we're seeing 48 days on market and not something closer to what I perceive is that there's some languishing inventory out there. There's homes that were overpriced. There's homes that are new construction. Builders stick those things in there when it's just a hole in the ground. And they have new inventory that's available and fresh. And generally speaking, people go, oh, so I have to wait 11 months for this one, or I can wait 30 days for this one. Yeah, I'll take that one. That's kind of how the conversations go. So keep that in mind as far as days on market. Lastly, again, just to highlight, we broke through that 1,000 total sales for single family residences in the Pikes Peak area MLS again in March. That seems to be that number where people go, real estate isn't falling off a cliff. But when we drop below that to like 700 and 800, people were going, what the heck is happening here? So if all signs point towards this continuing trend that we bottomed out in January and then rose in February and then rose again in March, April and May, if it follows the same trend, only looking out 2 months, as long as inventory doesn't get too cut off and the Fed stabilizes their rate increases or doesn't go up a whole lot on the next one, we should see 1,200 to 1,300 sales in April and May, respectively. So anyway, thank you so much for watching and going through this data with me. I certainly appreciate it. Let me know what you think about the Colorado Springs real estate market. What do you think about the opportunities that are out there? And do you find that builders are treating us right? Are they offering the right amount of concessions, and are they offering the right amount of price reductions? I would love to hear that feedback from you guys. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.